Allison Sports. We are here at Stagwell Sport Beach for Cannes Lions Festival 2023, celebrating the intersection between sports, diversity, culture, and the future of business. We're talking to some of the biggest brands in the world, and I am here joined by CEO Artis Stevens of Big Brothers Big Sisters. How you doing?
Shane, man, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, glad to be here with you. Beautiful day here on the beach. So you came to Cannes on a mission. I want to talk first about Big Brothers Big Sisters. A lot of people know who you guys are, but for those that don't, tell us about the mission.
We are the largest youth mentoring organization in the United States, and part of what we do is connect positive relationships, a caring adult with a young person to inspire their lives. And what we find out most of the time is that those relationships are reciprocal, right? So when we build relationships with young people and adults, the young person makes just as much impact on the adults' lives. That's why we want much more engagement, and we know that mentorship can be transformative in our country, but also around the world.
Yeah, and we know that a lot of these relationships between the big brothers and the little brothers can last lifetimes, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the power of the mission. And here's the way that we always talk about it. The one thing that's been constant, other than like just living, breathing, eating, all those things since the beginning of human existence, has been mentorship, right? Teaching, passing down from generation to generation. It's something that we all know. Pretty much everyone that's watching today can tell you I've had a mentor in my life or I've mentored someone, right? The challenge is that more kids need that. More kids need access to it, opportunities, and to have those types of sustainable relationships. And we know that 1 in 3 kids in the United States today doesn't have a sustained positive mentor in their lives, and we're out to change that.
Well, more kids need it, and that's why you're here, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, you came to Cannes on a mission, and you've got something to say directly to the ad industry, right? You came out here announcing the Big Futures Fund. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it is something that we've been developing for the last year, and it's powerful, and it's really intended to galvanize the advertising, media, and creative community.
Okay.
So what the Big Futures Fund is, it's this fund that is really focused on helping to diversify the advertising creative community by focusing on young BIPOC individuals and young people 5 to 25. And what our focus is how do we ensure that they get access, exposure, and opportunity through mentorship, through exposure opportunities, through the sense of being able to connect and understand what this industry looks like. Because for a lot of us, including myself, I had no idea how big the media and advertising community was when I was growing up. But when you have an opportunity to get engaged and exposed, it becomes this concept that when I see it, I can be it, right? And we want every young person to have that type of opportunity and that type of connection. And we know when we do, it not only benefits young people, but it benefits this entire community by having this diverse talent that's rich and has all this incredible potential, but doesn't always have the opportunity.
Having worked in this industry for 20 plus years, I can tell you there's so many different pathways available to young people in this industry. That's great. So you've got a $100 million goal. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so a $100 million goal, that's the big goal, right? That is, if we're gonna truly make transformative impact, we have to do things like invest in programs and communities that don't have the type of access to media, to advertising, and the creator community, right? So to be able to have programs that are on the ground, that reach kids, that reach communities that this industry is not reaching today. We also have to have opportunities to really get donated media. So we're asking our brands and the advertising community to come in to help us to tell stories, because the more we can widen the lens, broaden the story, the more we can create more access points. And then the third thing that's really important is the idea of workplace and employee volunteerism. So imagine all of the great talent and the wealth of experience that we have around the advertising, creative, and media community. Well, imagine if that was harnessed. Imagine going into communities, and if you're a digital specialist, best specialist, being able to focus and help young people understand about digital economy, digital communities, right? And you open up a lens that creates much more access and much more lanes and much more power in our economy and driving our businesses and driving our brands, because we're getting this type of rich talent exposed earlier in the game, in the process.
So if I'm a company and I'm looking to talk to you and get involved in this, I've got the ability to donate a portion of my media value. I got the ability to donate money. I've got the ability to give someone a direct mentorship opportunity in the industry. There's a lot of different ways in, right?
There are plenty of ways in, and one of the powerful ways that we're thinking about is just through experience, right? And what I mean by that is it doesn't take a lot. So we're launching a campaign this fall that's called "It Takes Little to Be Big," right? And this is the entire.
I love it.
It's the cool concept, and the whole concept is around you can take these little actions, and it could be I'm just going to do a once-in-a-lifetime experience where I bring in a young person to follow me through the course of my day. Right? That exposure is powerful, it's transformative, and it can be big, but it takes that little action to start a ripple effect. That's what we're trying to create, and what our goal is that if we can do this over the next couple of years to get 1 million mentoring moments, 1 million mentoring experiences across this industry, those type of ripple effects are the things that can transform our country and ultimately transform our world, because we're then using the talent and power of so many young people across this country.
And transform this industry too.
Absolutely.
Which would be exceptional.
Yeah.
So if I'm a company and I want to get in contact with you, what do I do?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, bbbs.org. Again, that's bbbs.org. And right on our website, you can contact us. It'll show you how to contact us and get connection. And I'll tell you, it starts with a conversation, right? So you contacting us is not a guarantee that you have to do something. It's more about a conversation about how do we explore opportunity. And the basis of the opportunity to me is creating value, right? So for everything that we do, it's about if you're a brand, if you are an advertiser, if you're a creator, how do we create value together? Because we can all win in this process. And by doing so, young people, our communities, our country, and our world win as well.
Very well said. So I would be remiss if
when we match littles and bigs, one of the most highly participated activities that our littles and bigs do. So for those who may be watching, our bigs is the positive adult, the little is the young person, right? Yeah. So one of the most popular activities they do is sports, right? So they engage in whether it's playing sports or spectating, right? Watching sports. So what we've done is we created like intentional program. We have a program called Sports Buddies that's all focused around creating sports opportunities for young people to get engaged, but also for mentors and volunteers to take their interest and connect. So we've been doing a lot of that kind of work, and we've had incredible partners who come to the table to help us scale that kind of work. NFL is a perfect example of that. And I think one of you guys' agencies is a great partner, 72 and Sunny.
72 and Sunny, they're agency of record for the NFL.
That's right.
They do a lot of work in that
space. So we've been aligning with 72 and Sunny and the NFL around how do we create greater partnership opportunities, and we're doing some really cool stuff with young people as well as the NFL draft and Super Bowl to activate it.
That's fantastic. Really appreciate you being here today. I hope the rest of Cannes is successful. I hope a lot of brands are listening, and a lot of brands are going to want to get involved in this Big Futures Fund. It's a big deal. It'd be great for this industry and great for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Thanks for coming out, Artis.
Shane, thanks for having me, man.